Oh, hello. Caught me with my phone. MTV. I don't actually sound like me at all, do I? But I managed to speak to the band that very nicely and talk to them about... Oh, hello. You caught me with my hoe. I believe you're here to see my crib for music television. So, I shall show you around. Come and have a look. This is my bicycle, you know, which I do use often. I believe it to be a latest model. I use it to go to the shops, you know, and fetch breads. All sorts of different bread. Baguettes are my personal favourite. And there's nothing better with a baguette than some booze. So, this is where I'm on my allotment now, you know. This is where I sleep, you know. It's, on these chairs, ever so good for the back. So I do have a slight bit of ovary troubles. This is my telephone. It's a very old model, you may recognise it. I'll try and phone for the butler. Hello? Hello, Cameron? No, he's probably asleep. I don't really know what I pay him for. Cretin, absolute cretin. These are my selections of cheeses. This one's cheddar, and these four are cheddar. In such a joyous mood, I do like my potting shed. It is absolutely frightfully wonderful. As you can see, I've got, well, you name it, you know. Short plank, chisel, and ever such tiny paint. I look like a giant holding a normal paint can. And if you look over here, you'll see my collection of feet. I use bear traps on my fields, you know, to catch trespassers. And these are the feet, my trophies, if you will, of the people who have trespassed. I've stolen their feet. I keep them there. Sometimes smell them. They really are putrid. I do apologise. Boy, let's sit down. Well, you're here, aren't you, about that band that we were talking about the other day, Sunset. I believe the stage we had just got to was the first single with What It's About, or Something About Life, which I don't really pay attention, you know. And another song, which is probably a song about something. I didn't really pay much attention, you know. I was, of course, deeply in love with the band, you know, on personal levels and as a unit, you know. I proposed to most of them, in fact, both of them. Sorry, who are we talking about? Ironic Coconut? No, shit. Okay, who are we talking about? Censored. Okay. Oh yes, I remember. Jolly Chat, 3 of them. Oh, spiffing, yes, they are a ripping good laugh. Yes, we made some singles, you know, and I was pushing the boys to record an album, or a long player, you know, as it was called at the time, LP. I managed to persuade them to do various excellent covers, you know. They busted out a fantastic Motown-style version of I'm Too Sexy for My Shirt by Right Said Fred, which was fantastic, and you could see their musicianship skills growing all the time. I mean, obviously with, you know, leaders like Right Said Fred around at the time, you couldn't really have gone wrong, especially if you wanted to learn to play bass, you know. And Nathan took to it absolutely like a duck to my dinner, you know. It's fantastic. He really...
That the Tourette's against the... Do you do?
I'm so sorry, I do suffer occasionally from Tourette.
I do as well, so it's a fucking waste of time.
So...
Are you making a move?
Huh?
Are you winking at me?
No?
I'm in your allotment, but it doesn't mean you can take advantage of me, okay? Even with you, when you've got wood.
Who do you think you are?
I think I'm
in my potting shed here.
I don't care.
I've invited you round to my estate
It's okay.
to talk to you about a rock band which I'm making a documentary of, and you have the right to come here and be bloody rude to me, to be honest.
It's okay.
I think we should go, honestly. This interview's over. You'll have to send that pretty girl who came the other day. I'll talk to her, but not you. You're a cretin. Come on. Come on, get out.
No, get your hands off me. Oh.
Please release me, can't you see?
remember when I first saw the band, you know, it was 2002. They were playing a small bijou eatery in South Kensington. It was a fantastic time for me, you know. I was looking for a young group of artists to sign to my own label, Jacob Tunes. They really were a very tight band, you know. They had excellent sound to them, revivalists, if you will. They dressed very sexily, which for me was a bonus. I remember hearing Matthew doing one of his guitar solos. The sound was acerbic, you know, frightfully good, like a razor blade slicing through a sheet of A4. It really was a fantastic sound to my ears, you know. And then Nathan doing one of his bass solos, you know, the rumble, like Satan having a party above you, you know, knocking on the door and not responding ever. And then Chris doing one of his drum solos, you know, it reminded me of that frightfully annoying fellow off the Muppets, you know, the pink one. But he obviously, you know, Chris wasn't annoying when he did it. He just looked very sexy, you know, his locks flowing left to right, you know, beating away on the skins, you know. It was a fantastic sound. And I turned to my friend Stephen, who was with me at the time, and said, "Stephen, I suspect that these boys may well end up being quite good." And Stephen agreed, of course, because he was a cretin. He agreed with everything I said, you know. I managed to speak to the band that night, you know, and buy them a few drinks, a few sherries after the gig. And I took them to a hotel and took them upstairs, and, you know, and showed them the many videos that I'd produced in my life of rock bands and many recordings I'd made of Ironic Coconut. And they seemed quite impressed with my approach to music, you know, and I offered them £1 a week each. As many bananas as they could eat. They seemed quite excited, so yeah, we went into a recording studio the next day and recorded a cover of My Boy Lollipop, which I don't know if any copies exist anymore. I mean, I've got one, but you certainly can't have it. It was an excellent recording, you know, organs and a wonderful timbre to the sound, you know. Good times. I produced it all myself because at the time I couldn't afford a producer. All of my money was tied up in the slave trade, so it was, my hands were tied, you know, and so were theirs. It's changed. So we recorded a few covers, you know, and the boys had some of their own songs, which I thought would be great to get them to record them, you know. So there was The Time Is Now, a fantastic R&B flavoured number, you know, wah guitars, etc. I personally thought it suited somebody of the calibre of Craig David, you know. I thought he may well have done it justice, but the boys did more than justice, you know. And then there was the play-around track, Harold Bishop, which was, you know, a frightfully rude number, which I always liked, you know. The audience like a bit of blue, brings an extra character to the band, so yeah, I pressed it all onto a 7-inch. Nathan had his own 7-inch at the time, but I thought it would be good if everybody could get their hands on that 7-inch, you know. Sold a few copies at gigs from the back of vans, you know, and really it snowballed. It did snowball after that, you know. It ran away. It's hard to keep track of. The time flies by. I don't really remember much of it, you know. I got my friend Stephen to help out a lot with driving the band to gigs. I remember they had no window, so they all had to lie on the back of each other in the back of the van, of which I took a lot of photos. Still thumb through those nowadays, lonely nights, you know.